Grand Rising, guys. So today I am with Mr. Isaiah Shanup, and he's my first person that I did coaching for within Energy Architect. This was before I even called it Energy Architect. Actually, I was just helping a young man out. I was just helping dude out, trying to get in his life. I was just giving him my advice on how I went from being a drug addict to a job-free entrepreneur. And, just because he's not in the same situation doesn't mean I couldn't help him. It really, it was is kind of awesome because then it really showed me that I do have what it takes to actually give people this information and change lives with it. So, as time went on, I decided to actually bring Isaiah on and mastermind with him more about this to see how we could collaborate together to bring it to a larger group of people and start to impact people's lives in ways that they may not even know possible. Like, are they happy with the time that they're spending in their day? Do they have things figured out? Do they know how to get what they want? Things like that. So, yeah, Isaiah, what's up, bro?
What's going on, man? Nothing much, nothing much. Just been tediously working away at my day and back on my stuff, waking up early, cold showers, morning cup of Joe, get my cardio in the gym. And I did this all already at 9 o'clock. And it is currently 1:31, right?
Hell yeah.
Day's still young. We still have
The
so
day is
much to
young.
achieve in the day. And it's the weekend. It's the weekend. When everyone's out partying and doing XYZ, yeah, I mean, it's always good to spend your own quality time with friends and family, enjoy the weekend a little bit. But if you really want to make that big impending factor, that big change in your life, really switch things up, got to do what others aren't doing.
That's
You
right.
know, you
That's right.
absolutely have to. And I just want to say thank you, man, because you have been such a motivator for me to get out of the rut that I was in, this dark abyss, and just be where I'm at now. I'm not satisfied. I still got the momentum going. I
Gotta
got
stay
the
hungry.
flame in the back, and let's just keep going.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, dude. Well, bro, I mean, the reason why it works, the reason why it worked is because you're ready to receive the information.
Absolutely.
I don't waste my energy and time on people who aren't actually ready to, start making changes to their life. Because if I'm over here trying to drop insane value on somebody who isn't ready or open to applying it, then I'm actually hurting them more in this situation because
Absolutely. Absolutely.
because then it's pushing them away from actually being ready. They're gonna be like, oh, who the fuck is this
Yep.
guy to be like, oh, telling me what to do? Because they're gonna see it
Yeah.
as I'm telling them what to do, and I'm like, being condescending, telling them that I know. It's like, no, dude. It's just like I've
No, man,
I've been
you have to
through it.
come into this. You have yeah, exactly, and you have to come into this program with an open mind, with a high teachability index. You have
Right.
to have the high willingness to learn, but you have to make the sacrifices and change in order for you to actually make the works happen. If you go into this program with a closed mindset, you're not going to make any progression. You have to be
Right.
willing to learn. You have to want it bad enough.
Yep.
And something that
100%.
I've always lived by too was if you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then by all means, you are going to freaking succeed. You have to want it, essentially. And you have to be open to the lessons that are, just going to be invigorating through your body. You have to just openly welcome the energy that is to come about you. And, there's so much. There's so much in this short time span, this short duration that you've taught me. I, I feel different. I feel beyond different, like night and day. It's like I love it.
Are you
I
just
love it.
saying that because we're on this call together right now, or
No, no,
okay? All right, good.
no,
Just want
no.
to make sure.
I'm being serious. I'm being serious. Like I actually am planning out my days for the rest of the week. I'm like, okay, cool. This day I'm gonna get this done. This day I'm gonna get that done. This day I'm gonna get that done. I'm even thinking a couple weeks ahead now, man. Being realistic,
Right. Well,
no,
that
no,
that's
no BS.
that's what it
This
is.
is
I
that.
teach people how to master the art of planning their days, weeks, and months. Like it's
Mm,
really all like when you all of a sudden offload all the bullshit of all your like ideas that you've been holding in your head and you just get it out somewhere in an organized fashion. Now your instead of being this vault for all your ideas, you get that into the physical world on paper or on something, using your technology, and now your brain has the bandwidth and the fuel to actually start creating ideas all the time. You're just boom, you're having new ideas, you're making breakthroughs constantly. That's the art of that's the reason why there's even an art to doing this, because your brain is for having ideas, not for holding them. It's not supposed to be this like harbor of, you know, all of your ideas that you're having around all the time. It's just like it,
Yeah.
it's very common for people to do that because they just like they're like, oh, I'll just like let it marinate in my head, and like, yeah, do that, but get it out on paper too, because creativity, it looking at creativity and like having new ideas can be like, you got to envision it like a cloud, you know, like one moment you'll look at it and it looks like, oh, it looks like a train, and then you'll look at it an hour later, and or 5 minutes later, and it looks different, you know, it transforms a
Yeah.
little bit, you know, the
Yeah.
idea
Well,
looks like, and then an
can I
hour
say something?
later it's gone, you know, and
Yeah.
then an hour after that it's completely gone. So,
Yeah.
you know, it
Can I
dissipates.
say, can I bring up an analogy?
Of
I was just
course.
thinking about this. You want to talk about the brain, creating ideas. You were talking about a cloud, right? And then, yes, there is the cloud, but all the negative thoughts, even like this, I feel like this is where a lot of people fall short in their lives too. You were saying that people hold it in their brains, right? Like a
Yeah.
vault, and
Yeah.
you're supposed to write it out. That's why journaling is so important. And you were
Seriously.
talking about the cloud, another analogy too. A rain, like the rain, what happens to the cloud? It's letting all of that stuff go out into the physical world. You know what
Yep.
I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, is that clicking?
Perfect sense.
It was
Yeah.
just a little connection that I put together when you were talking about the cloud, and I was like, huh, you know?
Dumping it out. Another
Yeah.
analogy that I just thought of too is like, you know how there's like the iCloud or like the Google One cloud? It's like
Yeah.
you're backing up all of your thoughts into the cloud. So you have infinite storage, bro. You have infinite storage,
Oh,
more storage space in your brain if it's in the cloud. Boom! There you go.
oh,
That's off the dome, ladies and gentlemen. That's off the dome right there.
off the dome, off the
Hell yeah.
dome. There we
Hell
go.
yeah. But no, like in all seriousness, guys, Isaiah is not the only person that I've done this for. You know, the reason why Energy Architect exists is because I've been helping people, I've been coaching people on how to just like stop feeling like they're lost. And a lot of people just come to me and they're like, dude, I just want to do more. I just want to do more with my time. Like, what else is there so that I can do? It's like, well, maybe to figure out what there is to do, you need to maximize, you need to capitalize on what you're already doing. Maybe you need to get better at what you're already doing to create more time to do more. And so I've gotten really, really good at it. And I continue to be teachable throughout my journey, although I've gotten a good enough system down to where I've already been changing lives before the inception of Energy Architect. And you know, it's really something that inspires me when I see myself, you know. So Isaiah is probably like the third person that I've done it for, but I'll get on calls with people and just like tell them what I know and what didn't work for me and what definitely does work fantastically. And, you know, I was telling my mentor about this. I was telling my mentor that I've taken people from loser to badass to drug dealer to entrepreneur to all these different things, you know, to like these drastic changes in their lives have been made. And he was like, well, Andrew, you know, this is amazing that you're adding value, but why are you doing it for free? And I'm like, just because I want to help people, dude. He's like, well, the best way that you can help a lot of people is to find people who are committed. And when people are ready to pay, they're ready to commit. And the light bulb went off and I was like, dude, I need to make a course. And so,
Yeah.
you know, putting all of my knowledge from 3 years and concentrating it down into an 8-week time period where basically I'm going to be giving you all of the best wisdom, all the best tools, tactics, and strategies into a potent little package of basically I'm saving you time. You're basically paying $1,000 to get 3 years of knowledge, you know. There's not a lot of places you can do it for that cheap. And honestly, this is the cheapest that it ever will be. In the future, it's going to be a lot more, probably like 2 to 5,000. I don't know, because there's $10,000 of value in this, really, because I've spent over $10,000 learning all this stuff. I've done the courses. I've done a bunch of courses. I've read all the books on morning routine and stuff. I've watched countless hours of YouTubers who have done the same kind of stuff and concentrating their knowledge down into a 10-minute YouTube video. Well, I've watched hours and hours and hours of that. And now I'm like, okay, this is what works the best, you know? and I've written down even the stuff that doesn't work for me. I have just countless notes of all those videos. Maybe I don't use all the stuff that's in the videos. I use what's good for me, but I share what's good for everyone else. So that's the beauty of being able to capture someone's time and put it into your own life. So yeah, that's like the birth of Energy Architect. And, you know, I'm a strong believer in masterminds. You know, when you put two brains together, you create one even bigger brain. And so that's why Isaiah and I are collaborating on this and just like bringing it to the masses, because, you know, the reason why it works so well too is because Isaiah's been through the course. He understands the value of it. And also this man's driven. So like that's really what you need on a team. You need a team of builders. And so Energy Architect, design your life, elevate your energy. We're building people up. Boom.
Absolutely. No, and the thing that really stuck out to me too is you too have also been through, you know, your ups and downs in lives, and like me, well, everyone has it. There's no secret. Life is a roller coaster, and sometimes you can't always control what's going to happen, but you can always control your mindset. It all starts with the mindset. You know, you go into this with this, you know, serenity and positivity, and, you know, you're just super open and like invigorated. You're made, you're set. You're going to just see the change unveiling before your own eyes drastically.
100%.
Drastic.
100%.
110%.
Yeah. And I want to just kind of reiterate before we close this out that we're not trying to sell you guys anything. You know, I'm not here to sell you on anything. This is just simply me talking about my experience and having Isaiah share his experience of learning what I've been able to infuse into him in the course of the last like month or so. And you know, like it's really just like the value within lies in, and I literally just went off and talking about this. It's like if you want to like skip the time that it takes to figure all this out on your own and do it within 2 months, which is going to be extremely hard to do on your own. I'm just speaking from experience. It took me over 3 years. Then I think $1,000 is a pretty cheap price for it, you know? And so, but I mean, whether you buy it or not, I don't care, you know? And if you think, you know, someone that could benefit from it, pass it along to them, because really we're just trying to genuinely and authentically impact people's lives. And so, yeah, 100%. Do you have any last words before we close this out?
No, I honestly don't. Perhaps. Yeah, I just want to thank you personally again.
Dude,
for helping
thank you, man.
This route.
Appreciate it.
You know,
my pleasure.
Yeah, of course. And also to the people who are potential prospects and would actually think about buying and purchasing this course, you guys are in good hands. You know,
for a treat.
We really just want to help people out because we know what it's like to be in the dark abyss and the pits of life, and it feels like hell. Like, why put yourself through hell? You know, and we ultimately just want to see the community just thriving and prospering and being the best versions of themselves that they can be, so they can pass along the intelligence onto other people, other young folk that are possibly going through the same thing. And, you know, we want to make this broad impact. So that's us.
All righty. Well, I hope everyone that's watching this has a happy and successful rest of your day. Thank you for taking the time, and talk to me if you need me. You got my number, or get my number. Why don't you have it? Let's work. Let's do it.